The following podcast has been rated Listener MA. It contains strong language, violence, adult situations, nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I am your host. My name is Scottage Cheese.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Scotty Gervin. And alongside me, as usual, I have two excellent stand-up comedians from the Wichita, Kansas area. First, I have the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year award winner, Mr. Jeremy Joseph.
Back off there, fella. I see your fucking top there. It's cute. I see the lifestyle you're leading, but I ain't that way. You know,
What?
You gays, you go live however you
Gays.
want. But you
What?
fucking go out there, go to your bathhouses, splash around, do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't bring it to me, all right? That's all I'm
Whatever.
saying. Just back
Whatever.
off.
And also, we have another excellent stand-up comedian from Wichita. We like to call him the Wreck, Mr. Derek Alders.
What's up, Scott Rocket?
I don't know if I like that one. I like Drop It Like It's Scott. I like that one. Even though it's being called Scott, and I absolutely fucking hate that. I like the Drop It Like It's Scott.
Is that what they call you, Scott Rocket, when you're in there dancing to the house music?
Yeah, something like that. Something like
You
that.
and the boys out there are assless chaps.
No. And we'll get to what I'm wearing here in a second. But welcome, everybody, to the Unfiltered Sportscast. This is a sports podcast with two stand-up comedians picking on the host the entire time.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what you guys do, and I welcome it every Tuesday evening.
As Jeremy says, we try to derail this show as much as possible.
Absolutely.
That's right.
This week, I've chosen to do it with a condom on because I don't want to catch nothing.
And for what it's worth, this is a adults podcast. So if this is your first time listening and you have kids in the car, might want to shut us off at least for the time being.
I'm telling you, they're going to hear it at school.
Where
Where would you rather have them hear it?
That's
Here's
true.
the
From
thing.
us.
No, I don't know about that.
If you're listening to this, you got kids in the car, make them get out.
Just while you're driving.
Just
Tuck
have
and roll.
them-
Just tuck and roll.
You know how some people's very irresponsible parents used to get like an old car hood and
Yeah.
then drag them around sled style?
Yeah.
Fucking pack yourself a car hood, keep it in the trunk of your car for whenever this is on,
Yeah.
you know, at our scheduled time.
Right.
And then put your kids on the car hood.
Yeah.
Make them sit outside. They should be outside anyway. Kids
Exactly.
need fresh air. They
Yeah.
need air out. They probably stink.
I don't give a shit about your kid.
Always shitting themselves and doing whatnot.
And if you haven't already noticed, if foul language makes you squeamish,
Fuck you.
Exactly.
Yes.
But as always, this is a sports podcast where we like to talk about what's going on in sports news and all sports, at least the important ones, even the ones that aren't really that important. We did the cornhole on the show
Yeah,
one
that
time.
was my favorite episode.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And you know, all of the major sports and give our opinions about it, whether you like them or not. These two try to just piss me off the entire episode. So if this is your first time listening, welcome in.
Yeah, and trust me, he gets us once we get off the air. He starts kicking shit around. You motherfuckers!
No, I don't do that.
Every goddamn week.
Well, and as
he
always,
takes it out on his wife.
we like to start off the show something not necessarily sports related, but we like to talk about what we did over the last week. We call it our week recap, and as always, we start out with Mr. Jeremy Joseph.
Well, I'm happy to tell you all about it. Last Wednesday, my wife and I went to Botanical Gardens.
Botanica?
Botanica.
It's not Botanical.
Well,
It's the Botanica Botanical Gardens.
Yes.
Which, are there other kinds of gardens? I mean,
There's the
aren't all-
Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Right.
There's a
and
Madison Square.
If they're plants, it's botany related, botanical. I mean, I guess there's rock gardens and beer gardens, but still.
Beer
Exactly.
gardens are my favorite.
I just assume
Yes, they are.
unless you tell me it's another kind, it's going to be a botanical. So we went and saw they got a nice big Christmas light display. They might be the only people with more lights than us.
Were they pissed because they couldn't get any trees because your wife bought them all?
Oddly enough, that's not why they were pissed at us. They claim they have over 2 million lights there. I counted. Nope. No, it's about 197 or Yeah, 1,978,000 and change. And then Thursday, Christmas came early for me, fellas.
What'd you get?
Butt action. You
what
got
I-
some backdoor action.
He did.
Oh, I wish.
God.
Oh,
did
I wish.
Did it hurt? I heard it hurts.
I got what I wanted for more fucking water in the basement.
Are you serious?
Had a fucking pipe break. That's
Since doing this show, how many times is it? This has got to be at least
this
five.
is fourth time that water has been in the basement.
You know, I have a theory now.
This time
I
it
think
didn't come from rain. The house fucked itself.
I think God is so angry that your wife is buying all these Christmas trees. He's sending plagues of water
Probably.
to your basement.
It could be. This time it was nice enough to only fall down onto the fucking carpet or onto the tile.
Yeah.
It stayed off the carpet, but yeah, we had that popcorn ceiling, and I had to cut a fucking hole in there, and you can never match that shit again. So I'm probably gonna have to scrape my whole fucking ceiling.
Sure are.
And so, Merry fucking Christmas, everybody. God bless us, every goddamn one.
Oh God. Well, at least you can go swimming in December.
Oh, that's great. Well,
It-
now
it
it's cool.
wasn't
Now
that-
you ice skate in Jeremy's
here's
basement.
There you go.
Because
Here's
the
the
heat's
thing.
going to go out.
Right.
Here's the thing. It didn't flood the basement. Just enough to fuck things up and make it look like shit down there. Just enough to piss me off. That's really all it did.
Oh, and it's so difficult to
But
piss you
yeah,
off.
right there where our PEX line, where there's a coupling.
Oh, that's
It's something
so
I didn't
great.
even do. It came with the house and the fucking the crimp ring that holds it together. Apparently, it fucking started leaking.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
So, yeah, that's what I got to deal with.
Well, happy week.
Oh, not even done. Got my wife a new cell phone for Christmas, which I can announce because they sent her a fucking text to let her know that her phone was ready to go. And obviously not, because you sent it to the other fucking phone.
Surprise, honey.
I told them specifically, this is a Christmas present. And they sent her a fucking text. And it's like, oh, fuck those fuckers.
Anyways, Derek.
Jeremy, I understand your frustration. Yesterday, I got home from work, and I had to go down to my basement and reset my cable box. It took probably 2 minutes. I mean, I'm sitting there wanting to watch what I DVR'd, and I had to wait like literally 2 minutes for it to boot back up. So I understand where you're coming from on
Yeah.
the basement stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know we did a Christmas thing. I put up our Christmas lights, and by that I mean I changed a porch light from regular to green. We put up our tree. I wasn't feeling too good. My wife went to a party. While she did that, I went and got our fake tree and put it together. And so we decorated our tree and watched Christmas movies. And
Oh yeah.
pretty much that's all I did. I was worn out. I got my ass kicked. I got my dick knocked in the dirt Saturday at work. And so I didn't want to do a fucking thing Sunday.
No, I don't blame you.
So, okay, I know this is going to sound weird coming from me to you, but you with your fucking dry basement and your fucking changing one light need to check your white fucking privilege, all right?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm married to an Asian, and
You know, I
I got that fucking yellow flu.
I'm sure Harriet Tubman had to change light bulbs in the Underground Railroad.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
So there is
Somebody
no white
had to.
privilege. I'm right along there with her. I get it.
Oh Lord.
I'm
bet
with,
you do.
I'm with you, sister.
Moving on.
I've sat in the back of the bus, Rosa.
Yeah?
I'm with them.
You've
Yeah.
worn blackface, too.
No, have not done that.
Well,
Jesus
she sure as
Christ.
fuck did.
Oh, I would never do that.
Anyway,
Again.
God damn. Anyway, yeah, I had a very very long week. It started with you. Me,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me, you, and Steve got to go up to Vorshay's and do the pregame show like we normally do on Thursdays. And this week is the last one, I believe.
Yes, this Thursday will be the finale.
The last Thursday night football game where we have a pregame show, our Facebook Live.
But the next week there will be some Wichita comedy that'll be up there.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah, the following week, next Thursday, will be Jeremy Rush, Megan Welch, and I think Eric Von Riker will be up there doing.
Oh, cool. Cool.
a good show.
I got to meet all of those
real
guys.
good
Those
show.
guys are awesome people. So we started off with Vorshay's, where me and you probably stayed a little too late with Steve at Vorshay's. I don't know. What time did Steve leave?
I don't know. I left at like 10:15. I think Steve left closer to 11. I know the missus was not too happy because she wanted the D. She made me well aware of that.
Divorce?
No.
No, she wanted the vitamin D.
Yeah, and I told her I was married and I couldn't do that, and I respect Steve so much.
Right.
So, he left around 11, and I got fucking schwacked. Oh my god.
Well, and I got to go to my first Wichita Thunder hockey game this year so far, and it
First
was
one ever or first one this year?
no first one this year. First one this year, and
Minor league affiliate for the Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers, right?
I got in an argument with a guy about that just this week.
No kidding.
Yeah, he said he was from Minnesota. He knew hockey, and they were not a fucking minor league affiliate to anything. And to Google it, and so I Googled it, and I was correct.
I believe up until this year or last year, he would have been correct.
No, last year they were too, and then the year before that it was a different team, and then the year before that they weren't. I think it was the Oilers the year before, the Edmonton Oilers.
That's what they
That's
are.
who they are.
Yeah,
now.
Oilers. Not who was it the year before? Was it?
Vancouver Canucks,
No, it was a W team.
Winnipeg Jets,
Might have been it.
That's another Canadian team.
Yeah.
Wichita Wind Surge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they a
them.
minor league affiliate for them?
Yeah,
That's where they get all their hockey players from.
that's right.
Actually, I think it was the Lightning. I think it was the Tampa Bay Lightning. They were the
that'd be
minor
cool.
league for the Lightning, and then
that makes
now
sense.
the Oilers.
All right. So I got to go see again. I can honestly tell you, with as much alcohol as I drank, I don't remember who fucking won.
Really?
Yeah, hanging out with some friends. My wife had a good time. He and his wife had a good time, and I had an excellent time.
Dude, you don't have friends,
I
Scotty.
believe it or not, I do.
You went with Bob.
I cannot say.
Yes, you did.
I can't say.
Yeah, we know.
I keep.
We know
people's
that's your
privacy
only
out there.
friend, Scotty.
No,
we know who
I got
you
friends
were
from work. I could have gone with.
No, you just have people you work with.
No, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Bob show up in his compression gear.
It wasn't him actually.
Just,
it wasn't
just
him.
tight as can be.
It was not him.
It was not. It was actually Rob Moulet.
No,
Robert Moulin.
Yeah.
No.
Silent Robert Moulin.
It was Rob Goulet.
Anyway, so I got to take an Uber ride home, which is always an excellent adventure.
That's like a roller coaster sometimes.
It is.
Jesus, that's an expensive Uber to your
Yeah,
house.
he was a nice guy though.
Glad to hear he's a nice guy.
Yeah, there it goes.
guy.
Thanks for the nice catch. And then Saturday was college football mania, and I got to watch my
Kazoo,
Shocks.
fucker.
What?
Told him hands off my fucking kazoo. He's got his own big kazoo.
And I got to watch Wichita State absolutely kill Oklahoma State over the weekend on Sunday.
What define a little that?
They're
one?
probably wanted for murder.
80 to they won by 19, so 80 to 61.
And it probably wasn't that close for most of it.
No, they I think the largest lead was like 26, 27. It looked like Wichita State basketball.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to start the show. Obviously, this is a sports talk show, so we'll get into that. But and those are people that listen to the show that are Wichita State fans.
I thought it was basement repair.
No. That was Wichita State basketball. They shared the ball very well, equally scored all like the top. I would say there was 7 or 8 players that were very close in scoring. As far as Etienne had the most points, I believe, with I can't remember 18, something like that. But everybody else, there was
Annie M. Isn't that the bitch from Wizard of Oz?
No.
Thought that's who that was.
Yeah,
No.
Annie M.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's who that was, but this
Yeah.
is a basketball player.
His name's Auntie M.
Annie M,
Yeah, Auntie M.
not Auntie M.
That sucks.
yeah, I know.
His middle name, DeColdest.
But it was the first game I've been able to watch since we do this show. And all of the games are normally on Tuesdays. This was a day that I was watching 4 different TVs so I could watch the game, and all the football that ensued. But how'd your Illini do there, Derek?
Oh man, they came out against number 3 Maryland. Mm-hmm. They were up like 19-5 at one point in the first half. They led by double digits at half. Had to lead the whole game till about 2.5 seconds left, and then decided fuck it, and they lost by 2.
Nice.
Yeah, they're remind me just like they always have, playing not to lose once they get the lead in the second half. So they didn't score a bucket the last 4 minutes of the game. Maryland went on, I think, a 11 or 13-1 run to close the game out.
That's solid. Mm-hmm. And it's Tyson Etienne. But
Tyson, the coldest N-E-M.
and then Jeremy, how the K-State basketball team doing?
I tell you what, they played Marquette.
Yeah.
Which
The old Golden Eagles.
Yeah.
is not what they were last year. I think last year they were a pretty consistent top 10 team, weren't they?
I don't think so.
I think they were up to number 1 at one point last year.
No.
I think so.
No. I don't think. I think the last time they were in the top 25 was when Dwayne Wade played for them.
No, they were in the top 25 after that.
I know. I'm just being a smartass. They've been a decent team. They
won
have a good
national
reputation.
championship a couple years ago, didn't they?
I think that may have been with Wade, if I remember right.
No.
It's been a minute. I can't remember.
With
But anyway,
who? Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade, yeah.
Okay, I'm talking like 3 years ago.
No.
You're thinking the coldest Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play for him then.
No,
He was-
Marquette hadn't won a national championship in several years. Villanova's won the last he'd been to the last 2 or 3 in a row or something like
I
that.
thought Marquette had been up there.
Oh, Virginia won.
Anyway,
go ahead.
Anyways, let me go on. Still, it was a good resume builder, and they just couldn't pull it out. I can tell you this: they have the number 1 scorer in the nation, and I can't think of his name right now. But they held him in check for most of the game. But yeah, foul trouble, and there were some not so good calls, but they are just. So far, their shooting has been atrocious. They had open look after open look after open look, and they just can't get the ball to go down.
Yeah, and that was kind of the way Wichita State looked against West Virginia when they were in their preseason tournament. The same thing. I think we ended up shooting like it was bad. It was like 20-some% or 30-some percent from the field. And we're doing all of this first part of the show off the top of our head, so bear with us. But we're not quite in college basketball swing yet, or NBA. If we probably won't be into NBA until probably the playoff part of the season, maybe a little bit earlier.
I love LeBron gets hit by a truck on All NBA.
Right.
But their K-State is known so far this year, and pretty typically as one of the better defensive teams a lot of times. But it would be nice to have a couple of long-range snipers.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
They should get Malvo.
Yeah, you still need to get more points than the other team in order to win games. I think that's how it works.
That is how it works. Believe
All
it or
right.
not.
So it's not golf.
No, that's not.
Malvo joke totally over your head.
But we'll get into college basketball
That
closer.
that was the DC sniper.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
well, Jesus, why didn't I know that?
Yeah.
Well, you need
from
to
1997.
you need to brush up on your serial killers, Jeremy. God.
Yeah, I guess he would be considered a serial killer. That was a father-son or father-stepson?
Father stepson, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spectacular.
Good guys.
Real good guys, though.
I'd rather hear to be
Out of the trunk of a car, wasn't it?
Yeah. Fucking impressive.
We got some baseball news, gentlemen.
Yes.
Strasburg signed with the Nationals, so he's staying home. And do you remember what the contract was?
247
for
7, I think.
And that's too much.
That's a bad move.
It is.
2 reasons why I think that's a bad move.
Now you lose Rendon.
Oh, you lose
He's
Rendon.
gone.
He's
He's
gone.
gone.
But his injury history with Strasburg, he's hurt constantly.
Yeah,
And now he's going to be 38 when that contract is up.
he's not lasting that long.
There's no way. So they're going to be like Arrieta Phillies fucked here. Like the Phillies are hosed with Arrieta now, but not nearly as long.
Yeah,
I think they're going to have maybe 4 years out of Strasburg, 1 or 2 at ace level, and then he's going to fall off.
do you think they'll move him as a closer? I think that's
That might be the best move.
I think that's.
but you don't
that's
pay
the
a
smart-
closer that much fucking money.
But I think that's what they're going to get shoved into doing.
They're
They're
going
going
to have a choice.
They're going to have to.
He gets hurt every year.
Yeah,
He's had Tommy John already.
yeah.
Who hasn't? That guy's a fucking slut.
Yeah. But
Is that freaky fast subs?
Yeah,
Tommy John's?
yeah, exactly.
Freaky fist subs.
Whatever.
And I don't know where Rendon goes, but he can't be in that. He's not going to. be
No,
with the
they're
Nationals.
saying maybe the Dodgers or the Angels.
Out of the two, I'd say go to the Angels, but
Well, yeah, I'd rather him go to the Angels too.
yeah,
I'm
I
about
don't
sick
want
of the
any-
Dodgers getting everyone.
yeah,
Here's what
the Yankees.
I hate this about these huge fucking super contracts that are coming around. a lot of people say, when it comes to the argument of the owners and the players, why do you take the side of the billionaires over the millionaires? I don't.
Right.
I take the side of the fans. These billionaires who own the team are not going to let this affect their bottom line, which means that it's going to be us who are paying for it. They get these huge fucking contracts. They're not going to let it fucking hurt their pocketbook. Suddenly, that $60 ticket becomes a $75 ticket. Mm-hmm. Your fucking $20 fucking foot-long and a beer is now $25.
Right.
Your fucking $150 jersey is now a $200 jersey.
Yeah.
We're the ones who get fucked by this.
Yeah.
This is what it really boils down to. And it's getting to where the small market teams will not be able to compete.
No, I agree with you. They will not. And especially when you have these teams like the Kansas City Royals right now, which are kind of downsizing, really.
Yeah.
They're going to be at the bottom of their division for a while.
They just picked up Rosenthal.
Signed a minor league contract. He's pretty well done. And
He's spent.
What's frustrating me is I'm looking at the Cubs in this situation.
Yep.
The Cubs have said they're not signing anyone. They're going to trim payroll before they even look at signing anyone.
Yep.
If they go over the luxury, it's literally $2 million is what they have to pay. Mm-hmm. So if you're trading Chris Bryant or Wilson Contreras because you don't want to pay $2 million, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Because number one, that was I think out of all of baseball, they were the richest franchise last year, money-wise. They had the most attendance, I know, out of every team in baseball. The Cubs did. And you don't want to shell out and
more
win.
More than the Yankees, really.
Yes.
Wow.
And they don't want to shell out $2 million, or they don't want to go get this guy or that guy like Nick Castellanos. They should re-sign him. They're not going to.
Nope.
Because it's going to take too much money. Mm-hmm. They've got the money.
Yeah.
I would gladly pay an extra $15 for a jersey to win. What I think the Cubs, the route they're going, is I think that their look on this situation is we won the World Series in 2016. Fucking, we're going to ride that for the next 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, it reminds me of what the Bears did. The Bears won the Super Bowl in 85. And they've been pretty much dog shit since.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of good years here and there, but they haven't really made any big attempt to make the offense better.
Yeah.
Their fans were loyal for 100+ years.
They're still honoring these guys. Like the Bears, they're still honoring 35 years later. They still trot those old fuckers out on the field. And the Cub fans wait forever. We're going to, at this rate, we're going to wait another 108 years. Easy.
Now, that 85 Bears team, the thing about it is it may have been the best team of all time.
Absolutely.
So there is a little something more to that. But yeah, they still hang their hats on that like it was yesterday.
Yes.
And it's amazing how time passed. I can remember back, when, the Royals won the World Series that same year, 85. And I guess the Bears actually won in 86.
Technically January of 86, but it was the 85 team.
And then I just can remember one day thinking, fuck, it's been 15 years since they've even been in the playoff. It's been 20 years. And then it was 30 fucking years before they won another championship. It was 29 before they made it back to the postseason. And it's like, yeah, you've got to keep up on that shit. If you wait to get a rebuilding year, to have a draft class that pays off,
right?
That you don't have all those busts that eventually develop into solid major league players that you can build a team around, that's a pretty rare thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for the small market teams, that's the only way they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, the major league draft is a crapshoot. I mean,
yes.
There's so many rounds and guys that get selected out of high school, some will go, some won't. You'll have a guy get drafted in the 15th round, and then the next year he goes to college, and then he's a 7th rounder, and then the next year he's a 3rd rounder. Mark Apple, who was drafted ahead of Chris Bryant, he was number 1 that year to the Astros, was drafted number 1 overall, I think, the year before, or number 3. I think it was back-to-back ones, and he stayed for his last year at Stanford. And flamed the fuck out. Thank God, because it went Apple, Bryant, and Jonathan Gray were the top 3 picks there. But they don't hit on Bryant if, say, the Houston selects, because Houston selected him, say Houston selected Bryant, and the Cubs selected Apple. Now 16 never happens.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that you got teams that in my opinion, constantly pursue those players. Like, and I'm going to use the Yankees in this particular situation because it always seems like they're trying to get, I don't want to say seasoned players, but players that still have a good longevity in front of them. And they're trying to sign Garrit Cole right now.
They said that offer is going to top what Strasburg got, which
Yeah,
it should.
it should.
That one of those guys was going to set the market, and you knew Cole was going to get paid more.
Oh yeah, but it always seems to me that the New York Yankees, and granted, I don't know what their payroll is, but as far as I know, as history has said, it's always been the highest. They have constantly tried to get those players to win a World Series, and it's been nice not seeing them.
It's too many supers, too many egos in one locker room. I feel
That's where I was going exactly, and it's been kind of nice to see them not win a World Series for 10 plus years.
when they won last against the Phillies, I always said that World Series came with a receipt. I mean, they bought that World Series. But I believe it was that year they showed a graphic, and it was like they had Jeter at short, A-Rod at third, Teixeira at first, and Sabathia on the hill. And those four guys, like their infield made more than like 23 teams in Major League Baseball. Just their infield.
Jason, first base,
Veritek?
used to play for the A's.
Jason Giambi.
Giambi,
Yeah.
yeah.
He got a huge fucking contract. Yeah,
Randy Johnson got a huge contract with him. Kevin Brown.
Yep.
I love seeing Pavano flame out with that. That was probably the worst contract, one of the worst ones the Yankees ever signed.
Yeah, and then back then they had Mariano Rivera, the best closer in baseball.
I think, honestly, that short porch in right field kind of fucks with players. I think that makes them want to swing for the fences a little more, and I think that throws them off a little bit.
I don't know.
But there is something to also the huge, tremendous pressure from the media
And the fans.
that comes with playing for the Yankees. If you're in the starting lineup for the New York Yankees, you don't get a minute of privacy during the season.
No.
Ever.
No.
A little bit of Yankee trivia. I don't know if I asked you this, Scotty, but Jeremy, I don't think I did. When Babe Ruth got traded to the Yankees a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now, when Ruth got traded to the Yankees or they bought that contract, they had to cut an outfielder. Do you know who the outfielder they cut was to make room for Babe Ruth?
I don't know.
For the Yankees? To make room for...
I'm going to go with he was a Cub.
Nope.
Damn.
I'm going to say Rogers Hornsby.
It was George Halas,
Really?
the founder of the Chicago Bears.
I knew there was a Chicago tie somewhere,
I'll be
okay?
damned.
Yeah, they cut George Halas, and then he went on to found the Chicago Bears, and yeah.
Well, so
That kind of worked out.
it's the off season for baseball, but I figured we at least better talk
I'm
a
going to
little bit
guess
about
that
that.
Babe Ruth was probably a little more productive. But let me ask
I
you
will
guys,
go with that too.
let me ask you guys this now. Is, say, a commanding starting pitcher like a Garrit Cole or a Stephen Strasburg, is he more valuable to your team than a Mike Trout?
No.
No?
He plays every 5 days. Now, you might get
If-
20 win. Well, I don't know, because the WAR might be different. If you compare him to an average 3 starter, I would say a 3 would be an average. So you compare an ace to a 3, it's probably about a 6 win difference.
Because
6 to
40 million a
7
year
win
is
difference.
what Trout's getting.
Yeah.
So they're going to be getting paid more than Mike Trout.
No.
No. I don't.
He's going to
so.
be getting like 20, probably
Oh, wait.
27 or 30 million a year. He's going to be getting paid about 10 million less.
You said 27 million?
241 over 7.
Oh, 240. Okay.
But no, I would still. I don't even think it's close. I don't think especially in that division, I don't think you get, even if Cole goes and signs with the Yankees, I don't think he wins 25 games.
No.
I don't. But if you
With that lineup, he very well could.
he may, but I'm still saying that the most valuable player is a player that's on the field every day. I don't like. You could go through a slump. You could have another Madison Bumgarner. I mean, really, because he's on the downhill.
He's looking for a 9-figure deal.
And he's out of his fucking mind.
He'll get it.
I don't give a rat's ass.
He's
Just hope
going
it's
to-
not the
the Cardinals
Cardinals.
are gonna pay it.
Fuck you.
And Mike
Fuck
Trout,
you.
I mean, he can beat you in so many ways. Power, average.
In the field.
In the field, he can steal bases. I mean,
Right. So
he brings a lot to the table. So I'm just wondering, because eventually one of these upcoming Cole might even surpass him. If they're thinking
No.
his contract's going to be
Cole
bigger
won't.
than Strasburg's.
No.
Cole won't surpass Trout.
Okay.
Trout is probably with Mike Trout. I think we're watching the best player
to ever live.
Maybe not. I mean, you could maybe make that argument after it's all said and done.
I would make that argument.
But he's our generation's like Babe Ruth.
Yeah,
in that sense.
In my opinion,
he's a legend.
He's the best all-around baseball player to ever live. In my opinion,
I would say more like our
or Ted Williams or
Mickey Mantle or Blue Gary Willie Mays.
Ted Williams.
He's the epitome of a 5-tool player.
Fuck that frozen fucker.
Anyway, but it's the off season of baseball. Yes. We need to move on to the fun stuff. Over the weekend, we had a lot of important shit go on. First thing that happened was Saturday. Saturday was a college football playoff. Is now set in stone. Well, you had the conference championship, but the college football playoff is now set in stone. Yes. We know what teams are going to be there. Oklahoma got exactly what they needed. I'm a huge fan of that, but I'm not necessarily happy that it's just Oklahoma. I was more happy that Utah ended up losing because that meant that whoever won,
there's no question
there was going to be a Big 12 team in the college football playoff.
And Utah got pretty well dominated.
Yeah, they got spanked.
Which I kind of thought they were probably overrated, but with the record, it's hard to not put them there. And even still, even if they would have won, Oklahoma had the one stumbling block against K-State, but I mean they beat Texas and they beat Baylor twice.
Yeah.
That's a huge. If you can beat Baylor twice, because Baylor is a good fucking football team. Yeah. They are a legit top 10 team.
And it was an overtime.
Yes, both games came down to the fucking wire.
Yeah. And there was a little bit of realignment because at the beginning of those games, before those games started, you had LSU was actually number 2 and Ohio State was number 1. And you had Ohio State
got the shit scared out of them.
They did, and it was Wisconsin, if I remember right.
Yes.
And then you had LSU that just kind of they walked through Georgia. It was a closer game. It was a kind of a close game, but I think from the get-go LSU was going to win that game. They won their SEC championship, and I'm so excited that Alabama is not in the college football playoff for the first time. It's great. I am not a fan of Clemson. I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're that good.
No, but they're one of only 3 undefeateds.
Oh, I understand.
They gotta be there.
I'm not saying they need to be out of that. Don't take it crazy, but they I think, especially margin of victory in the conference that they're in. I know how we say that the 4 best conferences kind of need to be represented in the CFP, but that's not what it is. I mean, I think the Clemson Tigers are probably the 3rd best team in the country right now as far as the record and everything, but I think they get smoked by Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't have a touch tone to them. I can't get a feel for just how good they are. They could, just like the last couple of years, come out on top of this. I really don't know.
I think they were better the last 2 years.
I think probably so. And Ohio State, despite the fact that they struggled against Wisconsin, they've looked the best, I think, start to finish all year.
I think that the college football playoff committee, whoever picked these teams, I think they got it exactly right.
And a couple things go right, Oklahoma could very well be there too. I mean, any one of these 4 teams can win.
I'm a fan of Oklahoma. My family's from there, but I think they get smoked by LSU.
Probably
two touchdowns.
But if they get some lucky turnovers or something, I mean,
maybe
it very well. They certainly deserve to be where they're at.
Burrows, I believe, is the quarterback for LSU.
Heisman winning.
He
will be Heisman
Yeah, he will win the
yeah.
Heisman.
He could throw 6 picks and no touchdowns and probably still win the Heisman.
Probably. But there's the Oklahoma Sooners are the Kansas City Chiefs of college football. They have an excellent offense. They have every play that they run, they get more yardage than any other team in college football by a lot. 30-yard plays are not a rarity. It's very consistent. But you're going up against an SEC defense. But beside the point, the Sooners are the Sooners are the Kansas City Chiefs. They have a terrible defense
and a bad division. And a bad division.
Who?
The Sooners. The Big 12 is not very strong.
I think Big 12 is way better than the Pac-12, and I think it's better than the ACC. It is. It's Texas.
Probably. I mean, we found out Baylor was a lot better than they were predicted to be.
Right.
That wound up being the top competition.
Yeah.
And, K-State beat them.
Yeah.
But
I
still.
give you that. I'm glad that there's a Big 12 team in there, but I'll be honest. I think I'm really excited for this college football playoff. And even if Oklahoma loses, I'm pulling for LSU to win the whole thing. I hope it is LSU and Ohio State if obviously Oklahoma doesn't make it. But I think that's the best. That's the best game for the national championship.
Yeah.
LSU, Ohio State?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of SEC, though.
I know, but
I think Ohio State, that's who I guess I'm rooting for, which I don't really care for Ohio State, but I would like – it's been a while since the Big Ten, who has a huge tradition in college football, since they've really had a relevant team that can compete with the SEC.
SEC. I get that, but I also think, and I'm thinking as positive as I possibly can about this, but it's also kind of a smack in the face to Nick Saban if LSU wins the national championship. It kind of is.
I guess he's kind of gone on to prove himself elsewhere.
Yeah, I know. But then
it's not like they're playing with his players or anything. I mean, he's been pretty.
They're
far
playing with
removed
some
from,
kids. I guarantee you that he recruited.
And I believe he did win a national championship with them, didn't he?
Who? LSU?
Yeah,
I believe so.
yeah.
But long story short, excited.
We'll find out in January.
Yeah, that's right. Because there's now 30 fucking days before these games start kicking off.
And it's all the who gives a shit bowl.
That's
What
right.
I call them. They're
That's
38
right.
fucking bowl games.
K-State made a bowl.
Yes,
Who they
Everybody
play?
makes a
they
bowl.
are playing in the Liberty Bowl, which we all love our liberty here in this
Yeah,
country.
that's
It's a
right.
free country, and what better way to celebrate that liberty than by beating the shit out of the midshipmen of Navy? Because that's how we'll be doing it. The people who protect our liberties and freedoms, we're going to beat the dog shit out of them because they are an unaffiliated military academy.
They are affiliated.
Navy?
Yes.
With who?
Here's a fun fact. If you are, if you don't know
they're
this,
affiliated with our armed forces.
No. They are a part of the American Conference. They are the 12th team for the American because Wichita State does not have a football team. There's like an unwritten agreement that Wichita State's football team is Navy. We will go to we'll have.
For fuck's sake.
Seriously.
Why? Because they crash in an ocean? Is that why?
No.
There is a reason why that's unwritten. Because it's not true.
No, they're like
they
Tulsa,
don't play basketball in that conference, do they?
No,
in the
we
American?
are the basketball team and they are the football team. And when every year that in Tulsa, that Navy goes to Tulsa and plays, Wichita State has 3 buses full of Wichita State fans wearing T-shirts that says Wichita State's football team is Navy or something like that. It's pretty cool. It's kind of an unwritten.
That sounds stupid.
But they're
It's
not
neat.
held to that conference schedule, are they?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, they sure do.
Because I thought it was
Go Rams.
them
Woo!
and Army and
The Rams. What's the Rams got to do with it?
That's their mascot.
They're the midshipmen.
They're the midshipmen, but they have the
They don't
mascot.
have Rams on ships.
They might.
midshipmen like to fuck goats. That's where that's at.
Oh.
Yeah, but
That makes sense.
no. But as far as their basketball schedule, they're in, I believe, the Colonial, if I remember right. They're in a completely different basketball league. So
I'm pretty sure they're unaffiliated.
they are. I know they are. Just go with it. Anyways, so we'll see what happens. But you know what team is not going to be in a bowl game?
A lot of them.
A lot of them. But the most important one that me and Derek hate more than any other school in the entire world.
Oh,
Hey, Les
okay,
Miles.
the Dallas
there's
Cowboys.
1 year down. Have at it.
Oh, yeah.
Go home. Watch everybody else play.
Maya and I made a Who Gives a Shit Bowl.
What bowl they make?
The Red Box Bowl. We got to play cow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Red
for $1, you get a ticket and a DVD.
Yeah, but you got to bring it back the next day.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Otherwise, it's an extra $1.
The Red Box Bowl?
Yeah, there's I didn't even know there were still red boxes.
I just.
I thought a red box is when you fucked a chick on her period.
Oh,
Scotty's
that's
sister.
bad. Oh, that's awful.
But yeah, that's the bowl game we made.
Why is it Scotty's
I was
sister's
just
on
gonna
her
say-
period 6 weeks a month?
I was just had to go that far. I was going to say a beat pussy was what I was going to say.
No,
All right.
Yeah, like on your sister.
All right.
He gets beat up
Good.
a lot.
Good. For
I
you
saw
guys.
somebody park a car in there the other day.
it's the jalopy of pussies.
Sure is. It was a smart car, too.
God,
It's a
vulgar
stupid
as
move.
hell, you two.
Hey, I just got some breaking news on baseball.
What do you got?
The Cardinals suck ass.
Well,
That just popped up on ESPN.
I got to tell you something. They've been in the playoff picture a lot sooner than you have.
What are you talking about? They missed the playoffs other than last year for like 3 years in a row.
Guess who made the playoffs last year, though?
Okay.
Okay, guess who has more World Series?
Oh,
Shut the fuck up.
Who gives a
Moving
shit?
on. All right, let's get into the important football, the NFL. There was a lot of shit that happened, a lot of drama-filled, a lot of just...
Still no dildos on the field.
Still
God
no
damn it, Bills
dildos.
Mafia.
You let us down. You fucking let us down.
You got 3 more games to throw a donger on the field, and if you don't do it, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I know, and we had the high or low, and it was like 2 or 3 or something like that, and we took the over. I can't believe you. God.
That happened in Buffalo?
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm loving what they're doing with the jumping through the tables and shit still. I'm loving that. But we need to see some dongers on the field. Like fake dongers, not real ones. Mm-hmm. You got to throw the dilds back on the field.
Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, okay, you guys know the movie Silence of the Lambs?
Yes.
With Buffalo Bill was the murder.
Oh, for sure.
They should totally change their mascot. Just a guy with it tucked back, arms in the air. 1, 2, 3. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me hard. Go.
Yeah.
God.
I'm loving everything you're saying right now. I'm actually. God damn, we gotta fucking get somebody on the line.
Yeah,
Yes.
we do. We got to talk.
I think that's
into
what
it.
we need. The XFL Bills needs to be.
Oh, there you go.
The XFL Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, just the fucking crossed leg. Yes.
Yes.
Anyways,
McMahon. Mitch, get McMahon on the line.
comedian and famed pot smoker Doug Benson
Yes.
does an impression of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the
Silent
Lambs if he didn't have a basket. And I'll do it now. Just throw the lotion up here. just give it a toss. A little more, a little harder. Just throw it up here. I love that. That's just such a stupid. Only a fucking stoner would come up with that.
For sure.
They're geniuses.
I used to love Galifianakis's one of a gay snake. Yeah. Or the Black Widow one too, that he would do. Galifianakis, he'd go, "This is my impression of a Black Widow. My husband's dead." He used to fucking kill me.
I like it when he said he liked dark comedy. So anything at the Wayans brothers.
The Buffalo Bills game, you had Baltimore go into Buffalo and beat Buffalo.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
God. But Derek reminded me there was actually a funny thing that happened in the middle of the game.
Yeah, one of the something off of one of the Ravens coaches' clipboards blew onto the field. And a Buffalo player went and ran it down and picked it up and then started to read the paper, which was great. The ref actually went over and snatched it out of his hand.
Snatched it.
Yeah.
Like fucking went over and kind of violently took it out of his hand.
Yeah,
And ran it over to the Baltimore sideline.
It was hilarious.
It was great. So kudos to that guy for doing it. But Baltimore ends up getting another win. Anybody still think that they are not the best team in the AFC?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't see anybody beating
Certainly
them.
most consistent.
Defensively still strong. They
have Lamar Jackson. That's all they need.
Yeah, that's
He's
all.
amazing.
That is all you need. But after that game, the most recent game that we were forced
They should
to
put him on
watch.
defense.
No,
He
I'd
could
like to see
probably
him
do
play
it.
some linebackers.
I bet he could play corner.
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would think more linebacker. Man's fucking huge.
But the game we were forced to watch last night was atrocious. The New York Giants and the Eagles. Things that make you go fucking buh. Eli Manning comes back, starts his first game because Daniel Jones is out with an injury. He's expected to come back, and nobody gives a shit.
I thought he was torn with the monkeys.
I seriously
Oh, wait, that's
don't even
Davy
buy
Jones.
that.
Never mind.
That's one of those. I think that Eli has told the team, "I'm hanging it up after this year," and they're like,
giving him a shot.
We're like, okay, let's let the old man go out.
Here's his
with
swan song.
Yeah, because I mean their season it never had a chance.
Yeah, they're
and-
eliminated.
And so why not? You know, the guy won you 2 Super Bowls. You know,
Yeah.
good for him. And I think that he'll probably finish out the season as the starter. And he looked
He looked okay.
Okay.
It was a traditional Eli Manning game.
well, and it
They
just
go up early, and then find a way to fucking blow it by the end of the game.
And the Eagles are so bad.
They're terrible. Defensively, they're awful.
The fact that they needed to scrape it together at the end to beat the Eagles is just so... To
beat the Giants.
Giants.
Because the Giants are legitimately a horrible team. I mean, they are a bottom-of-the-barrel, terrible fucking team.
They are. They're god-awful. And it took Zach Ertz receiving 2 touchdowns at the end of the game.
Glad I benched him.
God.
Nobody covered him.
No
Wide fucking open.
Yeah, but why haven't you been throwing it to him the entire fucking game, Carson Wentz?
Most teams knew to cover him.
Well, you have no options for Wentz right now. He has nobody. Alshon Jeffrey is out. He's out for the year. Sean Jackson's out. Howard is out, their running back. And then that's it. You've got Ertz and
Miles Sanders.
Aguilar is even out.
Oh, is he out?
Yes.
I'll be goddamn.
Who's
going to drop the ball? Aguilar's out.
Exactly. This is
Aguilar
a shit
and
show.
Jeffrey.
Yeah. But
Jeffrey dropped it in the playoffs.
But somehow, some way, they ended up winning the game at the end. And the only other thing I have about this game before we can move on is we called Saquon Barkley's performance at the beginning of the year.
He was on my bus list.
He was on our bus list. We did not think that he was going to have that great of a year, and sure as shit, he sure has not.
All they have to do is stack the box against him.
That's it. He's a beast, though.
He's amazing.
He is huge.
That's all they had to do last year, too, was stack the box. But, I mean, you still had Eli, and then you had OBJ and those guys, so it was going to open up a little bit of the run.
Yeah.
But this year, once OBJ was gone.
Evan Ingram was out. Yeah, it's not a surprise of what you're going to end up doing. So, really tough one to watch. But after that was the most recent game, we're going to go to the beginning of the week because that was the best one. That was us at Vorshay's on Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Derek, how did you feel about that game? I'm curious.
I don't remember a lot of it. I'm not going to lie. I was really drunk, screaming at the television. Trubisky looked better than he has all year.
All year.
I could not believe.
I've been saying it all along. That guy's the future.
Yeah.
G told me today that he's been telling you that he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah, G's a dipshit.
We're talking about G. Gordon Liddy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my goddamn.
Yep.
I didn't even know he was around here.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, I mean, he looked great. I know Montgomery put one on the ground, but I still like Montgomery. Pinheiro actually made field goals. Brandon Marr got cut. Or Brett Marr. Is it Brett Marr?
Yeah.
Dallas Kickers? Mm-hmm. He's cut.
Surprise.
Because he's just done nothing but miss field goals. I know your pain. We actually would have two more wins if our kicker could kick too. But and we'd actually be in playoff contention, not in the hunt.
No, check these numbers out, man. Mitch Trubisky, 23 for 31, which is not excellent, but he threw for 244 yards with 3 touchdowns and only 1 interception, but it was in the red zone.
And he ran one in.
That's almost 70%.
Didn't he run one in?
80.4 QBR.
No.
Oh.
Completion percentage.
Oh, I was talking about his QBR.
Oh, he's over 70. Didn't he run one in, too? I think he ran for 60 and got one in.
He did.
Yeah.
So he was responsible for 4 touchdowns and an interception.
Somehow he got away for a 60-yard scamper.
He sure did. He had 10 carries that game, actually. 63
Were
yards.
they all 10 on that one 60-yard
No.
run?
No, it was
Did he
not
keep
a
dropping
60,
the ball, picking it up in true Trubisky style?
It was not a 60-yard run. His longest run of the game was a 23-yard run. But
I thought you said 60. Somebody said a 60
10 carries
total
for 60 yards.
Yeah, 10 carries for
Oh,
60 yards,
okay.
63 yards. The big shocker, though, and I know the Dallas Cowboy fans, we got to get a Dallas Cowboy fan in here just to give him a chance to rebut. But you can't beat a team that is above 500. You can't do it.
They were right when they came out. I mean, Zeke ran it right down Chicago's throat.
He ended up with 19 carries, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
There's no reason
Decent
Zeke
game.
shouldn't have had 30 carries that game.
Totally
There's
agree.
No reason.
I can tell you what that reason is, and he
Garrett,
is the head coach of the Dallas
That's just
Cowboys.
Fucking stupid.
And Jerry Jones still saying that we have zero chance to make it to the Super Bowl with anybody other than Jason Garrett. You stupid, stupid man.
The bad news about that game is Roquan now is done for the year with a torn pectoral muscle.
I don't even know.
What chance does he think he has with him?
Jason Garrett.
That's got to be in the negatives, doesn't it?
Yes. It was It was such a poorly coached game. Dak Prescott, 27 for 49. He threw for 334 yards and only one touchdown.
You know who I think's coaching Dallas next year?
Who?
Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
would be
interesting.
a fantastic hire.
That is an interesting.
Better than Lincoln Riley? He needs a yes man. Jerry Jones needs somebody that says yes.
I think he goes to Rivera.
I think Rivera's got too much. He's got too much spice.
So unless Rivera's waiting on the Bears job or the Chargers job. Because you got Nagy one more year at least in Chicago.
You think so?
Yes, now that they've won 7, they might go 8-8, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully, if they win next week, that's all I give a shit about at this point.
Yeah.
Beat the fucking Packers. Please, God, beat the Packers in Lambeau. I would be okay if
they extended.
If Khalil Mack ripped Aaron Rodgers' fucking head off, completely off his body, and then hit him with it, like Myles Garrett style, but with his own head.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to do this Allstate commercial? State Farm.
State Farm. Patrick Mahomes. Remember, he's taken over now.
Oh, sure he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, changing of the guard. It was a fun night. I said that the Cowboys were going to win because it didn't.
We all did.
We all took the Cowboys.
There were 2 Bears fans.
I was
on that
cutting
podcast.
holes in sheetrock in my ceiling.
There was actually technically 3 Bears fans when it came to that particular game because I was extremely happy and still can't believe that Jason Garrett still has his job.
I was a Bears fan that day.
All of us were Bears fans that day. So with this
But we're
being
talking
said,
about me, Scotty.
that's great. So out of all of the shit division, the NFC East, who makes it out? Because right now, technically, the Cowboys would, if the playoff tree came out today. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Don't take that the wrong way. It's just that what you were saying was so fucking boring that I fell asleep. I don't want you to take that any other way other than that.
Well, here you go.
Dude,
who makes it?
This fucking division, that should all just be disqualified.
I am not disagreeing with
The
you.
winner of this division will barely qualify as an NFL team. It is such a horrible... I mean, you literally have 2 throwaway teams in Washington and
the Giants.
And then the Giants. Not to mention your AFC schedule involves the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, and there you could have a team with a losing record winning this division.
Yes, absolutely you can.
Not because it's so tough,
Right.
but because they are all so equally awful.
Yeah. I don't think it happens though. My initial prediction at the beginning of the season was that the Dallas Cowboys were going to go 9-7. They play at home against the Rams next week or this week. And then they play at home, or they play in Philadelphia and then at home against Washington. They are currently at 6-7. I think they go 8-8, like the Cowboys generally do.
That's still not a winning record.
It's not, but they will win the NFC East with that record because on the flip side, if I can get to it and pull it up fast enough, the Philadelphia Eagles are also 6-7, and the remainder of their schedule is at Washington, then they play Dallas at home, and then at the Giants.
Yeah.
So the most likely thing that happens, granted, unless an absolute nosedive by the Eagles, is that they are both going to be 8-8 teams, and the Dallas Cowboys will win the tiebreaker.
Well,
I think
in order to both be 8-8, Philadelphia would have to win against Dallas, which would give them the tie there.
No.
So it would go to into your points.
no 6-7, and the Cowboys are 6-7. If Dallas beats Philadelphia and one other team and loses a game, then they're both 8-8. So
Right. But that one
maybe
game
they'll
that
be
they would
9-7.
have to lose would be to the Eagles.
maybe they go 9-7.
Well, okay, whatever. But then when it comes down to the tiebreaker, if they each have a win against each other,
It goes to division.
does it? Because it
goes to
can.
division.
I know at some point it comes down to who scored the most points.
Yeah, it goes to division, then conference, then points.
Yeah.
A little bit of breaking news.
do you
Number 1 Louisville just fell
Ooh.
to Texas Tech by 13.
Yeah.
And number 3...
At home, it was at Louisville too, if I remember right.
Number 4 Maryland fell to Penn State.
So your Illini almost beating them wasn't that impressive.
Fuck you, Scott.
Penn State had one other very impressive win, didn't it? Didn't they beat? Was it Duke?
I don't know. The bad news is, though, is that means that KU is going to end up going to number 1.
Probably.
And we get to hear all about it.
Best team money can buy.
We sure do. Okay, so the other question I wanted to ask relating to this, the NFC East, how shitty they are. I think the Cowboys eventually make it out of the NFC East and go to the playoffs. But what do you think about how the playoff structure is? Do you like the way that it is, considering on how it's going to look? Because as of right now, if you look at the NFC, you obviously have the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers right now as the 1 and 2 seeds. They get a first-round bye. The New Orleans Saints, who are 10 and 3, are going to be the 3rd seed. The Minnesota Vikings are the number 6 seed at 9 and 4. Seattle Seahawks at the 5 seed, 10 and 3, would face the Dallas Cowboys as the 4 seed at home in Dallas or in Fort Worth. So the 10 and 3 Seattle Seahawks, who's one of my sleeper teams out of the NFC to possibly make the damn Super Bowl, have to go to Dallas and play Dallas.
They'll win.
And they're 6 and 7. Mm-hmm. How the hell does this work?
That happened before.
It's happened one other time.
I know it's happened, but
Bears
I don't.
beat the Seahawks.
With the Seahawks. With Seattle, yeah. Seattle won their division with a losing record and then went on to beat the Saints in the first round of the playoffs.
Yes.
My whole point is you're rewarding a shittier team with home field advantage.
Well, okay, here's the thing, though, with that. And it's why they talk about why division matchup, winning your division games are so important. First and foremost, the goal is to win the division.
Yeah.
Then you go on. So, I mean, they accomplished that goal, and that's kind of a preset thing. I'm afraid that if you start screwing with it, because like in the NFC, most likely there's going to be a team that does not get into the playoffs with a better record than whoever wins the NFC East.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not saying to do that.
But that would be the next step after that.
No, what I would say
would be the only real fair thing to do.
No, I think you should do it like the way baseball's done. You have your divisions.
Well, Scotty, they can't take bats out on the field.
I think you should. It's basketball all over again.
Wow, you just want to eliminate the football part of it altogether.
No, at the
You
beginning,
get a basketball and a baseball element in there.
at the beginning of the movie, you had football players out on the field. Now, anyway, but seriously, long story short, you the way baseball is you have your division champions. They are going to be your higher seeds, your division leaders. If you have, let's say, the Dallas Cowboys winning their division, they're going to be in the playoffs, but because of their record and how shitty they are, they make the playoffs, but they are not going to be a home team. They still make it. And I think that's the right way to do it. Every winner of the division is automatically guaranteed to go to the playoffs, but the way that they're organized should be all up to what their record is.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. When it comes to baseball playoffs as opposed to NFL, is that in baseball they still play a series.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to selling tickets, the home team, usually you have to buy a bundle. You have to buy all for your home team or for your team all the way through the playoffs if you want playoff tickets, even if they don't make it beyond that round. Whereas in the NFL, they just play one game at a time, and people have to know where the game is going to be at a little bit in advance.
Well, I mean, I guess I kind of understand that, but if it was done the way that I would like it to be done,
thank God.
You would basically have the number 3 team be the Saints, and they would be playing the Dallas Cowboys as the 6th seed, and then you would have the Seattle Seahawks, the number 4, playing the Minnesota Vikings as the number 5.
Well, and then
that makes more sense.
You get scenarios like in the AFC. Whoever wins the AFC East, the second place team, whether it's the Bills or the Patriots, because I believe they're both still. It's still up for grabs, isn't it?
Not really. They play
because they've got to play each other one more time.
They have to play each other one more time. They play at Pittsburgh, which is going to be a tough game, in my opinion, for the Bills. And then they play at Foxborough and then at home against the Jets.
But from a mathematical standpoint, the Bills still can win that division.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're 9 and 4, and the Patriots are 10 and 3.
But whoever comes in second in that division is probably going to have a better record than one of the division winners.
Yeah.
But their division includes 2 games apiece against the Dolphins and the Jets and they had to play against the NFC East.
Absolutely. I've said
So their schedule was not very impressive. The only real games that they had were against each other.
absolutely, and I've said from day one, from the beginning of us doing this show, that the New England Patriots are not that good of a team until it's right around playoff season.
Right. But what I'm saying is you're going to have a wild card team with a better record,
Then a
but
division
a
champion.
less impressive resume, in my opinion. So the division winner should still get the higher seed in that.
But it's the exact opposite of what you're proving on your point for the NFC, because you have the New England Patriots that has an extremely high record, but two of the teams that are in that division are the fucking Dolphins and the Jets.
right. Well, and that's what I'm saying is you got to. I'm not necessarily in favor of changing it just because some years it's going to work in your favor and some years it's not. I mean, some years just kind of you got to take the fucking.
Maybe I just want a better
Way shit
chance for the
comes.
Cowboys to lose.
Oh, I think their chances are still 100%.
I don't think so. Unfortunately.
102%. Sorry.
But speaking of the New England game, I wanted to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs going into New England and kind of beating them. I mean, they won,
They won the game, which I'm happy about.
but there was a touchdown that will never be.
There was, which it's nice to see that not all the shitty calls are in favor of the Patriots these days.
Yeah.
And you could tell at the end of that game when Mahomes went and shook Brady's hand and he ran off the field and you could kind of see a monkey had lifted off his back.
Oh, sure.
But when he sees that footage,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to go right back on. He's going to know he didn't legit beat them. And that's the kind of competitor that I think he is.
I don't necessarily think it was Patrick Mahomes' fault.
No, it wasn't his
Right.
fault. But
He beat Brady, and
This
he
is
beat him
a
bad.
this is a classic example again of why Andy Reid, I don't believe, will ever win a Super Bowl or his very little chance. They were up by 16 points starting the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And like they always do when they have a big lead against a good team in a critical situation, they just quit playing. They quit being aggressive. They just
Go into cruise
whatever we can do to not fuck up. Not let's put the fucking hammer down and take care of business. We can fucking slit their jugular by the end of the third quarter. No. They got the benefit of a bad call on a spot for a first down to continue a drive that I think might have led to a field goal.
It did lead to a field goal, but it should have been a touchdown. He stepped out of bounds and dove for the pylon, and he should have.
No, I mean the Chiefs benefited.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was which took the Patriots challenged it and should have won that challenge, but there wasn't enough to overturn it. But I really think Watkins came up short on that first down.
Probably.
That's why they weren't able to challenge that play
Again.
that was a legitimate touchdown.
Yeah.
Had they done that at the end of the game, they could have kicked a field goal to tie it, and it would have gone into overtime, and who knows what happens there.
Well, the
Home team has the
advantage there.
distinct advantage.
The only thing I wanted to go statistic-wise was Tom Brady went 19 of 36 for 169 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Mm-hmm. That's bad.
That is bad.
I mean,
they've got a decent enough running game to fall back on.
Oh, no. I disagree. James White, 6 attempts for 33 yards.
That's 7 or 6 yards carry almost.
So 5.5.
That's a yard and a half better than Barry Sanders averaged for his career, Scotty.
Rex-
Are you saying that Barry Sanders wasn't good enough?
No.
Sounds like that's what
Rex
you're saying.
Burkhead, 7 attempts for 15 yards. That's 2.1. Julian Edelman had a rushing attempt for 8 yards. Sony Michel, 5 attempts for 8 yards. No. Other than James White with a 5.5 average. No. I mean,
Which is it, 5.5 or 6.5?
5.5.
Okay. Well, that's just a half yard.
Fucking
better.
figure it out.
fucking figure it out. But yeah, no, I disagree. I think that this is a New England Patriots team that is nothing like the dynasty we've seen in the past.
Yes, and I believe really the key to beating them is shutting down Edelman. If you
That's
can
it.
stop Edelman,
Because that's all they have.
it really does seem to be. But yet, for some reason, like with this game, at the end, they were still in it.
That's because Reed is a terrible coach.
Right.
Andy
but
Reid is
they
terrible.
seem to still be there at the end of games.
I don't know.
I agree that they're not what they used to be. But for some reason,
It's in Foxborough.
Yeah, I guess.
That's the other thing is if they kind of remind me a little bit of the Cowboys. They kind of have the Cowboys the flu of anytime they play a good defense, a good offensive team, a team that actually is decent on paper, they struggle. The only team that, in my opinion, that they beat this year that's good is the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. That's it, and they get to play them one more time. And I hope the Bills freaking beat them. That would be outstanding.
Where's that game? It was that's in Foxborough. Isn't it?
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it is in Foxborough.
But the Bills are on a tear right now.
They are. They look good.
Yeah,
they barely lost to Baltimore this last week,
and they have a pretty complete offense.
Yeah, I like Allen. I like him a lot.
I like him. I really like their running game.
Yeah, I'm pumped. It would be so cool for the first time that the Patriots don't win their division. That would be so excellent. I'd be happy. Next thing I wanted to get to, the biggest disappointment of the NFL season, in my opinion, you've got Baker Mayfield and the Browns barely beating Cincinnati. I can't figure out this Browns team. And now it seems like all of the teams that really don't have a snowball's chance in hell of making the playoffs, which technically the Browns still do, they still actually have a chance to make the playoffs. You've got players like Lev Bell. OBJ is now out for the season because I think Baker Mayfield said a hernia injury that he had was I don't want to say misdiagnosed, but it wasn't dealt with the right way. And so now OBJ he's probably out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but those guys don't want to be on those respective teams.
That's what's happening. You had a whole bunch of injuries go down this week that were really unfortunate too. But you had Mike Evans go out, Lev Bell was out, and then they catch him in a damn bowling alley.
Mm-hmm. He rolled a 251 though.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, and see, this is the thing, is if you didn't want to go to the Jets, you shouldn't have signed with the Jets. I mean, that was really a free will choice that you made, knowing where you were going and what you were getting into.
You chose money over winning, and now you regret it.
Yes, and you've chosen to fake an injury to sit out for the rest of the year, and you're still going to collect a paycheck, you dick. And if I was another NFL team, even if I was in desperate need of a good running back, I wouldn't go after his ass because the guy has no fucking honor. He is all about him, and it's a team game. Yeah. You can't win with a fucking asshole like that.
Yeah. Derek, would you go after Lev Bell?
No. I wouldn't want him. I think I like Montgomery a lot.
Yeah,
in Chicago. If you're asking if I, as a Bears
fan, that's what I meant.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. He's all about himself. He's money first, team second.
Yeah,
and he's I think he'll be quick to throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah,
I don't like the guy.
What do you think about OBJ going up to players of other teams after the Browns lose, like San Francisco, and I can't remember who were the other teams, but he's going up to players being like, man, I would love to be on your guys' team instead of this one.
I think he might be on his way out of Cleveland.
I think so too. Lev Bell leaving New York is already a thing. They're already shopping him.
I don't think they're going to get much for him.
Who?
Lev. No.
Oh, I agree with you. 100%.
They're going to have to either they're going to have to take on a bad contract,
yeah,
or something, because they're not getting a first round. I mean, the guy, if he would have stayed with Pittsburgh, he'd have made more money.
Yeah, of course he would have.
And he would have still had at least a chance to win.
Yeah, he would have been behind a much better offensive line.
Yes.
Even without Antonio Brown.
I don't know if you'd get a first for Bell.
No.
With that contract.
No, second round.
The only person I could see maybe kicking the tires on Bell, New England. They already took Brown.
That is the
They already took Antonio Brown.
I know.
I could see New England trying to pick up Bell.
They actually, I was already reading an article today that the recipe to get Lev Bell to New England is already happened, and it was how Antonio Brown did it, because it was the exact same situation. The Steelers didn't want to trade Antonio Brown to New England, so he went the ass backwards way, went to Oakland, pissed him off, and then ended up being picked up by the Patriots. The Jets are not going to want to trade Lev Bell to a division rival.
No, they won't.
They won't do that. So what if Lev Bell does the same shit.
What demands a release?
Demands a release and ends up getting picked up by him later.
I hate to be a stickler for detail, but you had that article read to you. Let's face it.
No,
we
I
all
got
got
it.
We already know Lev Bell will sit out an entire season.
Oh, absolutely.
We know he will. So
Right.
if he threatens to do it, he's gonna do it.
He'll do it. So
Can
it's in the picture.
I mean, he ain't getting any younger, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's already on the decline.
Yeah, I think he's still a decent running back. I really do think that the New York Jets offensive line is just that bad. I think if you put him behind a decent offensive line, Lev Bell still has miles on him. Same thing with OBJ. I think OBJ is a much better wide receiver than what he played. And maybe he played all year this way. Maybe he had an injury at the beginning of the season, and that's why Baker Mayfield hadn't been targeting him. But if he's acting like he wants to get out of Cleveland and go to a team, where do you think he'd end up? There's a lot of places I can see OBJ.
Maybe Seattle.
I mean, they can also afford him too.
Yeah, because they got that big Russell Wilson contract.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken almost a quarter of their fucking cap space.
I seriously.
Or 20%.
Now, granted, I don't know. Maybe Oakland. Maybe Oakland tries picking him up. Maybe Cincinnati. Cincinnati's got to do something.
They got
Well, he
Dixon,
won't.
though.
He'll
But that's in the
veto
division.
that. He won't go Cincinnati.
He's not going to go to a team like
Buffalo,
Dallas.
maybe.
Yeah, but you kind of need a quarterback throw. And be honest with you, John Brown for Buffalo is kind of eating up all, and he's doing just fine by himself. I think it's going to be a team that's needing wide receivers, and he very well could end up in fucking Philadelphia.
He's not. Oh,
No, he won't.
we're still talking OBJ.
Yeah, OBJ.
Okay, I was still thinking Lev Bell.
No.
Yeah, he's just such a dick. I've always thought he was a dickhead.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're already
Oh yeah.
my bad. The last game I wanted to really quickly talk about was the
We
NFC,
all know it was your bad,
NFC
Scotty.
Championship game, the 49ers at the Saints. That was the best game all year.
And I didn't watch it.
I'm sorry. You can go back and watch the replay because it was fucking amazing.
I saw like the last minute and a half.
That is the NFC. That's all you really needed to watch.
Yeah.
It was back and forth. It was a shootout. They said it was going to be a defensive match, and it was not.
That's what really surprised me is that the Saints were able to move the ball like they did against that fucking defense, because
Saints
that's
are good.
Solid defense.
That is the NFC Championship game in my personal opinion. You may have the Seahawks in there.
That
but-
was the Chiefs Rams game last year.
yes, exactly.
Oh no, those were two totally
Different teams, Derek.
Yeah,
Damn.
and
Anyway.
that game was supposed to have been played in Mexico too.
Yeah.
so it's nothing like that.
Right.
God, it looked like the Rams or like McDonald's in Michigan to me. Chiefs
Really?
and Rams, yeah, blue
Yeah.
and yellow, Michigan, Chiefs, McDonald's colors, yeah.
Anyway, so let's move on to our first segment. We do this segment every week. We call it our Unfiltered Sportscasts Locks of the Week.
The Unfiltered Sportscast Locks of the Week.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you think any girls actually watch this show or listen to
Yeah.
this show? You think so?
Yeah, your sister listens to it.
Well, that's because she has a huge crush on you.
And we're certainly going to get an upswing in the gay community with that fucking sweatshirt.
We'll get to that in a second. This is our locks of the week for week 15. We get to pick one team every week or one game every week that we think we know the winner, that you can bet your bottom dollar is going to actually pull it off. I don't know what the record is. I don't know who's winning. We haven't really kept track. We'll do that better.
I'm pretty sure I
better
know
job.
who's losing.
Jeremy.
No, I'm going to say Derek.
I don't
Now,
know.
are
I
we
went on a
keeping
tear.
track? Are we keeping track by the number of games that we've picked correctly, or the number of dry basements we have?
I'm going to go with dry basements because that means that me and Derek win.
yes. Well, I don't know if it's the most wet basements, and dude, I'm fucking moist as hell.
That's right. So week 15, this is when the games get really, really important. So, Mr. Jeremy Joseph, what do you got? Who do you got as your lock of the week for week 15?
I'm going to take New Orleans over Indianapolis.
Yeah, I like that pick. I would say that's a pretty good
Well,
lock.
it's mine. You can't have it, you prick.
I don't want it. How about you there, Derek?
I like San Francisco over Atlanta at San Francisco.
Yeah.
The crazy thing, if you look at the numbers between Ryan and Garoppolo, not that really far off. Mm-hmm. Matt Ryan, 3,559 yards. Garoppolo, 3,249.
Yeah.
22 and 12 touchdowns for Ryan. 25 and 11 for Garoppolo. The running game is where the difference is.
God,
So,
I almost want to change my pick because I know that's a good one. But I got a stat for you. I'm going to take the Vikings over the Chargers, and the main reason why I'm taking the Vikings over the Chargers is because I need Dalvin Cook to go off, and I want Minnesota to win. But another lock that you could have taken would have been the Buccaneers over the Lions. Do you realize that? Now, granted, he's questionable right now.
Stafford?
No. Oh, God. I'm brain farting. Quarterback
This
for
is
the Buccaneers.
good quality.
Winston?
Jameis Winston. God. Mitch, edit that out. Jameis Winston is on pace to possibly have one of the most passing yards ever.
Yeah,
Bruce
when did he
Arians.
become a gunslinger all of a sudden?
It's Bruce
I mean,
Arians'
he's-
offense.
He is throwing as many interceptions as he is fucking touchdowns.
That's right.
I mean, you know, the guy used to not throw more than 10 passes a game. Now he's getting 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions a game.
Exactly.
What the
and
fuck?
350 plus yards every
Yeah,
game.
if anything, he was more a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Way.
but fun fact. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings over the Chargers. And now is the best part of it. We may run a little bit long, so I do apologize. However, not really. This is the part of the show where we do our segment that is most loved, which puts you in a situation that's really not a good one. We like to call it our shitty situation. And here it is, our shitty situation of the week. All right, here is our shitty situation of the week, brought to you by Vorshay's Lounge at 417 East Douglas Avenue here in Wichita, Kansas. An excellent place to go have a couple of beverages with your significant other, or come and see us on a Thursday night doing a show and watching a good football game. Our shitty situation of the week is a would you rather, and I don't like this one at all. And, So, over the weekend, there was a UFC fight, and a guy named Alistair Overeem got such a bad cut, and it was a bad cut on his lip. It was a gash about
It looked
2
like
inches.
apparently on that punch there was a lit M80 on the
Yes.
end of his fucking glove.
Oh, God.
And what it looked like was that somebody took a pound of ground beef and shoved it in Scotty's sister's puss.
Oh, God.
Just
course.
fucking meat hanging out. It was just this wide open gash.
Oh, that's awful.
His face blew up. Love it.
Either have that.
It's the most disgusting sports injury I can think of in a while.
That's not like legs going sideways.
Like
and
just
shit.
looking at it going, dude.
Compound fractures and shit.
Right.
Oh, that's so. Situation A is that.
Right.
The Alistair Overeem lip shred.
Would you rather have that or probably the most famous sports injury of all time?
One of them. Go ahead.
I'm going to say the most famous, which is the Lawrence Taylor on Monday Night Football getting past his man and coming up from behind Joe Theismann and coming down all his weight right in the middle of his leg between the knee and the ankle.
Oh God,
and
no!
it just
no
buckled right in the shin.
Oh God, no! I didn't even want to do that
You
one.
think that's the most gross one? What about the Kumite?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, which one?
Where Chong Lee pops that guy's bone out the back of his knee.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. God damn it,
Nah,
that's
I'm
gross.
fine with that. Or who is the dude from Louisville?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, Kevin Ware.
Kevin Ware.
Yeah, that
would
was a
go-
pretty bad one.
I don't even want to make a poll of this one because I actually
Kumite was just a funny 80s movie joke, but the
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that. But it was based on a real event.
I was thinking
Frank
of the
Duke's the only first Western winner of the Kumite.
Kumite.
Yeah.
But I was thinking we were doing the hematoma on the head.
Hasim Rahman from
Yeah.
the Holyfield headbutt.
Yeah, I can handle that one. Can we do that one? The hematoma?
Well, you already can't stand Alistair Overeem.
I really don't like Alistair Overeems, and I sure as shit don't want to break my leg in half.
I'd like to see you break your leg in half.
God damn it. I'm taking the lip then. Ugh. That's so bad. There's not enough super glue that could hold that son of a bitch together.
The lip?
Yeah.
Or the leg?
No,
You can't hold a leg together with super glue.
No, of course you can't.
Not even on your Barbie doll, Scotty.
No, I guess I'm taking the lip. Oh, that's awful. I can't even put that on Facebook, I don't think.
Yeah, you can.
No, it has to be, it'll be like censored. You can't click on it.
You have to click it to uncover it.
Oh, okay. Gross. I'll let you do it then.
I don't know how to do it.
So okay, which one are we comparing it to?
You get the Alistair Overeem or the whatever. I'm taking.
I would go with the wear because the bones came out, so it
Yeah.
is a gruesome.
They wouldn't even show the replay on ESPN when it happened. Like, yeah.
But I play it 1,000 times in my heart. God, you
It's
know what?
gonna-
Here's the thing: is I'm going with the leg because
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because I can look away from the leg. That thing is like on his face is like curtains hanging there, and I would always catch that out of the corner of my eye. I don't even know.
Oh,
Just knowing.
are we just having to watch this?
No, I think being able to suffer it.
I am totally cool
Yeah,
with
that's
it.
what I'm
Suffer.
saying. I would
Okay.
see the corners of it flapping up into my field of vision, Scotty, and it's yeah, it would really suck. And
For me, it brings back memories.
you would have to know that at least Louisville went on to win that game.
That's true.
Alistair Overeem was dominating that fight and got knocked out with like 4 seconds left in the fight
Yeah.
when he caught that fucking shot. I just have never seen anything like it. But
Yeah.
God,
To me, I think that the lip will heal so much faster. They're both gonna hurt. You're gonna pass out. You're gonna pass out with the leg.
you don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you're right. But
Probably masturbate and then pass out.
Derek.
I would go with the lip over the leg.
Oh yeah. all day long.
Putting,
You haven't seen this lip.
but I would
you should
still.
really-
I agree that the face is going to heal faster, and as much as I'm on my feet all the time, not being able to be on my feet for a year Kevin Ware was like almost a year of rehab, I think.
Yeah.
And it may never be the same. Worst case scenario, my lip looks a little I look like I got a hair lip or
Yeah,
some
you look like you
shit.
got a hair lip for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and but at least I can fucking eat
Yeah.
and maneuver instead of not be able to, I can't lift over 30 pounds now for the rest of my life. And then when
Right.
you get older, and your lip's not going to tingle when there's a thunderstorm, but your
Good call.
leg is going to set up. Oh, yeah, I'd take the lip. I'd fuck that lip right now. That looks delicious.
Right? I got a boner.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would easily take the lip.
Jeez. Yeah, I've
okay. Which would you rather have to watch or look at?
I would again take the lip.
Weird.
The bones out of the no.
Yeah. God damn it.
Weird fact.
Can I change mine?
No, you're stuck with it.
Weird fact we just found out about Scotty. He used to be an EMT, as squeamish as he's getting right now.
That I was.
Only EMT fired for giving CPR while masturbating. and then the guy had a sprained ankle. I don't know why he was even giving that guy CPR in the first place.
No,
EMT, ear masturbation throat, right?
Yeah.
I found out very quickly that it was not for me, and I went back to I went to an occupation that you don't have to deal with people and personalities and stuff like that. So I'm good with that. It was a good decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Why would you want to serve your public?
Do you know people?
Yeah. I've known some. I don't care for them.
There you go. There
I'm
you
not
go.
an EMT. I didn't make a commitment to a lifestyle, Scotty.
I
thought-
volunteered, and I volunteered for not very long.
I thought Scotty quit being an EMT because his sister kept going, will you look at this on my puss? I can't tell what this is.
Oh God. Anyways,
is that a fingernail?
No, it's another calcium deposit.
If so, is it one of mine?
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the Unfiltered Sportscast and listening. You can also watch us on YouTube now. Our
I
YouTube
thought we were
is
going to
back
get to
up
the
and going.
fucking hoodie.
I am getting there again. You can watch us on YouTube so you can see my awesome fantasy football hoodie, because as of right now, there is only one of us that is still playing in our fantasy football playoffs. And I say playing very loosely. It means sitting on my couch watching football while drinking beer.
And judging by the hoodie, that is clearly something you have a lot of pride in.
I do.
You should have a parade.
It's
A
yellow, black, and
pride
pink.
Parade.
My team name is Scooters Hooters, and
It
it's
is rainbow
black
colored.
and yellow because I'm a Shockers fan, and pink for Hooters for breast cancer awareness. You
And
dick.
you can't see it, folks, but he is wearing Hooters shorts
I am not.
under here. Very short, orange,
I am not.
showing off, shaking that ass.
Nope. But anyway, we'd like to thank a couple of our sponsors. Obviously, we said Vorshay's Lounge. The other one we wanted to give a shout out to is, let's see.
Sport Clips and Derby.
Sports Clips and Derby.
I went there this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how'd you like
Got
it?
your head rubbed on?
I did.
Nice.
It was great. I agree with Jeremy. If you don't get your hair cut at Sports Clips, fuck you.
You're a
Yeah.
fucking coward if you don't get your hair cut there.
Yeah.
You fucking gutless piece of shit.
Yep. We also have
Thanks for watching our show.
StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's an energy supplement that comes in a packet. It's loaded with vitamins, and it comes in 10 individual packets to a box. Mix it with a bottle of water, shake it up, and you got yourself an energy drink with no sugars, no calories, and the same amount of caffeine as a regular cup of coffee. That is at StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use the promo code No More Cans if you want 10% off of your entire order, or you can use the promo code ButtChug just for fun. and
So
not get
what's
anything.
nice about it is it's not colored. It's clear. So when
Yeah,
you
it's
mix
clear.
it with your water, it stays clear. So like when Alistair Overeem took a drink of it and it came back out that fucking weird vagina on his face, people wouldn't see it so much.
Right. But you can check us out on Facebook.com/The Unfiltered Sportscast. Check us out. Anything that we share always goes to there. I try to keep up on Instagram, The Unfiltered Sportscast, but it's tough. It's a lot. Then we are also on Twitter, which is at Unfiltered Crew, and YouTube, youtube.com/Unfiltered Sportscast. Thank you guys so much for watching this show. You guys are our advertisement, so we do depend on you to tell your friends if you like us, but if you don't like us,
We hope you get gang raped by a group of tigers, and not any tigers. Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, Tiger Woods, and Tony the Tiger, and the whole time you have to say, "That's great."
if you don't like us.
Tell your enemies.
And until next time, guys,
Take that filter off and make it dirty.
see you later. Take care.
Tiger Woods fucks CLF.
Skin.
Oh, you don't think he's circumcised? Right?